So my favorite holiday is coming up, and to celebrate, I want to talk about horror movies. There are plenty of lists out there about this topic, but I'm going to do something a little different and focus on movies that actually scared me personally. Now, granted, quite a few horror movies exist that I would call great, even if they didn't give me the old heebie-jeebies. All of these would make great horror rentals, so definitely check them out. For me, I think it's harder for a film to scare me in general. Maybe it's just because I'm desensitized, or perhaps as a critic, part of me will always go into analytical mode when I'm watching a film. If a film is good, I can be easily immersed, but it has to work a little harder to give me nightmares. So with that in mind, here are some films that managed to get past all that and scare the living shit out of me. Here we go. The first movie on my list is It Follows. It's one of those concepts that I can't believe hasn't been done yet, at least as far as I can tell, because it grabs at one of the core fears in all of us and doesn't let go. And that's the fear of something following us, close enough to breathe on your neck, and it's so unnerving that you don't even want to turn around and check. It Follows takes this basic idea, mixes it with the classic 80s horror tropes in modern cinematography, and you have a horror classic. I always felt that people underestimate the importance of acting in horror movies. After all, if they don't look scared, why should we worry? And luckily, our lead actress is phenomenal. What I appreciate most is how the scares are as often in the background as the foreground, and you start searching for the monster in question in every scene. In a way, it's like you're making yourself paranoid, and the film preys on that to great effect. Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho may be a cliche to mention, but I feel obligated to do so because to this day, I still check behind the shower curtain to see if anyone's there. The psychobabble at the end is pointless, and it's definitely a slow burn, but I'd be lying if I said my eyes weren't glued to the screen the entire time, and the shower scene still makes me sweat every time I watch it. Incredible use of lighting and camera angles, and if for nothing else, it boasts one of the best characters in any horror film, and it blows my mind that he wasn't nominated. My next film is Wreck, a found-footage zombie film from Spain. You may have seen the terrible American remake called Quarantine, and even so, I can't recommend this film enough. If you hate how uneventful found-footage movies are, this is one that is not only full of scares, but has a legitimate reason for keeping the damn camera on. And if you love found-footage movies, then this is like the godfather of the genre. It's strikingly realistic, intense, and hey, even has great acting. Go find it. And the goriest film on this list goes to Martyrs, a terrifying torture porn bloodfest that I made the mistake of watching at 2 a.m. Yeah, smart call there, Clay. I almost don't like the movie because of how needlessly brutal it became in the third act. But when it's scary, whew, does it deliver. Martyrs is like some demented before and after photo, with every stage of terror and torture on full display. Seriously, fuck this movie. Next is Perfect Blue. It's animated, it's Japanese, and was a pretty obvious inspiration for 2011's Black Swan. Yet, while both of these films deal with doppelgangers and hallucinations, this one was messed up. There's something inherently creepy about mixing glee and violence together, as evidenced by the fantastic soundtrack. But also the character's environment, as the glamour of pop iconography and its slimy underbelly make for some truly creepy stuff. The sexual violence is somehow harder to watch as an animation. Plus, the way this one character moves makes my skin crawl for reasons I can't explain. If you can find it, watch it. Last on my list is The Witch. It's the most recent on the list, and it's one of those horror movies that got praised by critics and pooped on by fans because of a misleading trailer. While I am recommending this film to anyone who loves horror, you should know that this is not a fast-paced slasher with jump scares. It takes place during Puritan times and keeps the language of the period intact. So there's a lot of thee and thou and thouist, and the middle is a bit slow as well. But out of everything on this list, this film truly earns the word disturbing. All the violence is not only unexpected, but it's done in a way that really makes you cringe. The use of animals was brilliant, and the location is perfectly isolated. The first 10 minutes is terrifying, the third act is a demonic free-for-all, and while it won't make you jump in your chair very much, it will haunt you for the rest of the week. Well, that's my list, so check them out, let me know what you think, and let me know if you have any recommendations as well. Like, subscribe, and most importantly share, because this is something I want to keep doing. And as always, thanks for watching.